Good evening, everybody. This is Stephen House, and this is Full Time Devils, and this is tomorrow's Transfers Today, the video where we take you through all of the transfers that you're going to see in tomorrow's paper, tell you what's worth listening to, what's not worth listening to, give you our opinion on them, and then you can move on with the rest of your life. Now, the first one that we're going to talk about today is Alexis Sanchez. Alexis Sanchez definitely wants out of Arsenal, and who can blame him? And he's been linked with a move to Manchester United. He's been linked with a move to Manchester City. He was also heavily linked with a move to Bayern Munich, who I'm sure Arsenal would prefer to sell to, head of the two Manchester clubs who are quite clearly going to obliterate them this season. Now, Bayern Munich have iterated that they don't want any interest in Alexis Sanchez, and they say the deal makes no sense, and I would agree with them, in all honesty. I think Alexis Sanchez probably improves pretty much every single team in the world. I think Bayern Munich are probably just fine without him. That being said, I do think that you're going to see Alexis Sanchez move away from Arsenal. I do think you're going to see him come to Manchester. Unfortunately, I don't think it's going to be in the red of Manchester United, and that's a shame because I really could see that United could benefit from him. As I said, pretty much every team in the world could benefit from him. And I think Manchester City, although they will benefit from him, there's not the same need at City as there is anywhere else. I think City are absolutely stacked in attacking players, in forwards and in wide players, and this doesn't make a great deal of sense for him to go to Manchester City either. I mean, City needs to be worrying about defence, possibly a defensive midfield, someone that's going to really shore up what their problems was. They had no problems creating chances or scoring chances last season, whereas Manchester United was creating chances, but it wasn't putting them away. So, doesn't make a lot of sense. I wouldn't get too excited about it just yet. I do not see him being a Manchester United player. Fully prepared to be wrong on that, but I don't think we're going to. So Perisic, the Irish Independent, are taking a look about where he can play. That's been widely reported that the deal is almost complete. He's tweeting stuff or Instagramming stuff and deleting it, and it seems like this is one that's been on the cards for a long time. Very much like Morata was, though, so there may be a plan A in place. I don't get that feeling this time. I do think that Perisic is very, very, very close to being a Manchester United player. And the Independent are having a look where he might play. Now, for me, I think it's obvious he's going to play as that left forward. I'm not sure that he can play that left wing-back role, but then again, who would have thought Antonio Valencia could be moved back into defence the way he was at the time that he was? So maybe Mourinho sees something, but I don't understand buying a player to convert him to another player. Surely there are players out there that can do the specific job. Now, for me, I think Perisic is a good signing because he offers something different to the other wide players that we've got in the squad. All of the other wide players in the squad create stuff centrally. They create stuff for themselves, or they've got like little deft touches that they drop in and around the box. Matt and Mkhitaryan, or they create chances for themselves or shoot themselves, and that, Marshall and Rashford. What Perisic does is he flings crosses in. Now we've got an absolute monster as a number 9, and I think somebody that can fling crosses into him in the manner that Perisic can is a benefit for Manchester United, and something that we actually need. There's not many wide players that we've got that are out-and-out wingers in this style, so it's somebody that I definitely think Manchester United need. Can he play that left wing-back role? Can he play left-back? Jury's out on that, and as I said, I don't really understand the point of buying someone to convert them. Morata. Now, Matt has been talking, and he says that he believes that he could still join Manchester United. Spanish teammates obviously very close to Morata. Personally, I think the deal's done. I think it's not done as in it's thingy. I think it's over now. I think it was absolutely certain that it was going to be done. Morata himself and Matt has essentially, Herrera has essentially let the cat out of the bag by saying they essentially thought that Morata was going to be a Manchester United player, and we changed our target at the last minute, or we dropped him at the last minute when we knew Lukaku was close to coming. I mean, the cards were so close to the chest on that one. So I personally think that the Morata deal is completely off. I don't think we're going to spend that much money on a second striker. I think there's other areas of the squad that need tending to beforehand. Dier. So, today we've been seeing that Tottenham are warning United off. The Mirror are saying that a final offer has been made for Eric Dier, and I guess we've got to wait and see on that one. I think with Dier, there's that Matic-Dier sort of thing that I think we probably want Matic, but can we get him out of Chelsea, given the fact that we just stole Lukaku away from them when they thought he was getting him? Dier seems like a bit of an expensive replacement for Morgan Schneiderlin for me, considering that we allowed him to go so cheaply. I don't understand that there's a massive difference in the two players. So I'm not 100% sure on why we would sign him. As I said, I like the idea of getting Matic if Mourinho wants him, because he's worked with him before. He knows exactly what he's going to offer and what he can bring to the team. But I don't see Dier being a huge upgrade on Schneiderlin. And for the money that we've got to pay and the money that we've just allowed Schneiderlin to go for, doesn't make a great deal of sense to me at all. Naby Keita. So this is a guy that's been linked with Liverpool for the entire window, and this is football whispers. I think they're just generating some clicks in case this one stalls, or it's always that last minute thing, isn't it? Before they go somewhere, let's link them with United just on the off chance. I don't think United are in the mix for Keita. He plays a little bit further forward than the sort of position that we're looking for. He's almost like a budget version of Pogba. So why would you buy the budget version of Pogba when we've got the full, fat, genuine issue in Paul Pogba? So I'm not having that one, absolutely. And away from transfers, Ryan Giggs has been speaking to the press, and he says he'll go down the divisions to manage if he has to, and he said even down to League Two, and I think he needs to. I think the longer Ryan Giggs is out of management, the harder it's going to be for him to get into management. He's not going to find the ideal job. It's not just going to walk up to him. He is going to have to go out there and prove himself, because at the moment he's this massive name, massive reputation, but the longer he's out of the game, the more that's going to diminish, and people go, why would I take a risk on someone that's been out of the game 3 years, 4 years, 5 years and hasn't yet proven himself as a manager? So I think Ryan just needs to get in there. He's going to be old entering management because of how long his playing career was. So I think he really needs to just get in there and get it done and start getting some experience as a manager. And the final one that we're going to talk about today is Wayne Rooney has supposedly got the offer of becoming a Manchester United club ambassador when he retires. Not sure how I feel about that one, because it's been quite evident in the last couple of days how much he loves Everton. And I think some of the players that end up becoming Manchester United ambassadors really have taken the club to heart. He might be the leading goal scorer, but it still always felt like a job for Wayne Rooney for me. And I think that if Wayne Rooney's going to be given an ambassadorial role, that doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. I think we've got plenty of people that can fill those ambassadorial roles that are arguably better speakers than Wayne Rooney. David Beckham, Eric Cantona, these are people that I think represent Manchester United better than Wayne Rooney does. And if we're paying the sort of money that it would cost us to have Wayne Rooney do those things, then I would prefer to see the likes of Beckham or Cantona do that. Let's see what you guys are saying in the comments. Douglas Costa, sign him up. Potential another good option. ROL says, don't want Dier's basic arse. Dier's a utility player and is a rip-off version of Daley Blind, says Ross. Yeah, are we overlooking what we can do here with Daley Blind? I mean, he's a guy that can play centre-half or centre, holding midfielder. Are we maybe, doing him a little bit of a disservice there by totally overlooking him? Paul Scholes, not sure it's the real one, says Sanchez is a world-class player, but he is a moany bugger. South Africans seem to have a lot of that, don't we? We seem to maybe escape that with Rojo. And definitely for Tony Valencia, he's certainly not like that. Paul Wade says, I still want Matic. I really rate him and think he would slot him well, but it's not going to happen, is it? I think it might. Yeah, I think it's still on the cards. Costa went to Juve, did he? That's news to me. Pass on Neymar for that price. I've seen some stuff about Neymar. I'm not even going to bring it up. It was 220 something million. Yeah, no thank you. Hiradi says, not ambassador, but potential to do something like. But potential like thing to do. I don't understand what you're saying. Our best left back to be confirmed. I think the best left back is up for grabs. There was talk a little bit earlier today also that the Perisic deal might involve Darmian going the other way, and I don't want that one at all. Really don't want that one. Evra the next ambassador. Dominic, now you are talking. Paddy Evra can come back and do whatever he wants for me at Manchester United. What's Jose's problem with Timbo? I don't know what you mean. What is his problem with Timbo? My 3 perfect signings for the rest of the window. I think there's definitely something in Matic, and I can understand why he wants Matic. So let's bring in Matic. I'd like to see Gareth Bale, because I think we need someone that can run at a defence. And also a little bit of a marquee signing to keep Woodward happy. And my final one, I think we need a striker, and I think we need someone different. Do you know what? Sorry, I'd go with Sanchez actually, but I don't think we're gonna get. Sanchez. I'm pretty sure he's going City, but I think he's an excellent player, and I would absolutely take him, no doubt whatsoever. I've cut my finger, everybody. I'm sorry about that. We should go after Marco Reus. I agree on that one as well. He's a very good footballer. We need to sign BBC or MSN. Why? We've got our own forward lineup. We don't need theirs. Swap deals never happen, says Jacob. No, not really. I think Fabinho or Dier is all we need. Do you know what? If we did end up going Someone says my name really is Paul Scholes, but I'm from Essex. That's an unfortunate reality if that's true. I'm going to need to see some ID. I can't remember what I was going to say, so let's move on. What is the link with Sanchez? What do you mean? Did he not just diss the club yesterday? Yes, he did, Wayne. Who's my ideal midfielder? Like I said, I really like Matic, and if he wants him, he's the one I want. Someone saying Bale, ha 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 ha, never going to happen. Well, they said, what would my dream signings be? It would be in my dream signings, and I think he probably could come in at some stage, to be honest. I think it's not out of the woods. I don't think he's going to stay at Madrid his entire career. I think he's inevitable, and if he comes back, then it's happy days, isn't it? Carvalho from Sporting or Camacho from Malaga. Carvalho's not a bad shout, actually. Yeah, I'm surprised he's been completely looked over. Keep Luke Shaw outside a new left-back. For me, you've got to give Luke Shaw patience. There's a potential world-class footballer there. Is Thomas Muller free to leave Bayern? I doubt it. He didn't have a great season last season, but he is a very good footballer. What time is United kick-off? If you're in the UK, it is 3 a.m. How will Pereira fit in this season? I don't know, but as long as he's not on a team sheet next to Herrera, because that's going to be tripping people up all over the place, isn't it? Pereira. We don't end up buying Matic or Dier, go for Blind. Yeah, and I think you've also got the potential that you can play Timbo there as well, and there's other players that could play in there, I think. I know Werner is a beast, he would be a good signing. Timo Werner might be not a bad option as the fourth choice striker if we wanted to get one in, if we was going to persist with two up front. It's not a bad shout, actually. What do I think of Keita in Bundesliga? I think he's a very good player, actually. Very good player. Two big names to wear the 10 and the 7. We don't sign players just to fill shirt numbers. We sign players that are going to fit the team the best. So if someone comes in and they fit it, great. If not, I'm not going to lose any sleep over it. Can I name all of the players we have been linked to? I think there's someone with a spreadsheet that has listed all of the players that we've been linked to and one of the sources. So, yeah, someone somewhere is keeping record. Dream signing is the Jemba twins. Rooney, Manchester Fish and Chips ambassador. Should we get Kovacic? Do you know what? Krikoviak actually is another one thinking about tongue-twisting names. Krikoviak is a very good defensive midfielder. I wouldn't mind seeing that, to be honest. Lindelof, CDM. No, he's a centre-half. We are fine up front. I think they're still shining. If we're going to play two up front, one injury really leaves us short. I can see the need for an extra one, especially as there's not really anybody coming up through the academy. James Wilson's back, and I expect him to be playing on Wednesday night at Salford in the friendly for the 23s. But is he way off the pace? Not seen him for a long time, so couldn't really say, to be honest. Delighted De Gea stayed out of the transfer talk. Well, he's not really, has he? Let's face it. I mean, there is still bubbling transfer talk all the time about David De Gea, and until that window closes, there's always the chance that he could go. If we're playing two strikers, don't you think we need an extra striker? I kind of do, but then I also think, actually, against the bigger teams, he's going to play Mata or Mkhitaryan or Lingard as the number 10, I think. So maybe it's not too bad, Who should start in the number 10? It depends on the formation, doesn't it, and who you're playing. Why play Pereira as a central defensive midfielder? That was a strange one. I don't know. Anyway, we're going to wrap it up right there, but before we do, remember, Full-Time Devils versus Arsenal Fan TV is out on our YouTube channel at 4 o'clock on Wednesday. Do not miss this one. Trust me, tell a friend, tell a neighbour, tell your milkman, put it on Twitter, put it on Facebook, put it on whatever social network you guys still use that I don't know about. Get it everywhere. Full-Time Devils versus Arsenal Fan TV, 4 o'clock Wednesday. Make sure you're rocking it, and I think that'll about do us. Thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. Adam's going to be back with the team news at 2, ahead of the match at 3, and then a bit of reaction afterwards. And let's hope it's another good performance from Manchester United. Let's hope it's another performance where we see good performances from the lads individually, but as a team, because it's team that is going to win something for us next season, and let's hope that's a championship.